The night I told a Wall Street predator to get his hands off my wife was the night his entire empire began to crumble.
I never knew a single conversation could change the direction of a life until the night it happened to mine. It wasn't about the words I said. It was the moment I finally understood what happens when someone in power believes they can control everyone around them. And what happens when the people they underestimate decide they won't let it continue. My name is Alex Reeves. And this is the story of how my wife and I exposed Christopher Montgomery, a celebrated financial star with a flawless public image, and how the truth unraveled his empire faster than anyone imagined. It began in a dim parking garage after a company event. Montgomery approached Megan and my wife with a confidence that felt too familiar, too practiced. His tone carried an assumption that didn't belong in any professional setting. He said, "We should talk about your future," placing a guiding hand on her shoulder. Megan stepped back immediately. Her voice was steady, even though I could sense the tension in her posture. "We're finished for tonight, Chris." He paused, surprised she didn't respond the way he expected. But she didn't waver, and neither did I. That was the moment I understood. This wasn't about a single interaction. It was about a pattern of behavior she had been trying to navigate for months, quietly, carefully, professionally. And it was time we faced it head on. 3 years earlier, life was simple: 2 careers, a small place in Brooklyn, plans that felt like they would unfold naturally. Then Montgomery joined J.P. Morgan. He arrived with a reputation for brilliance and intensity, someone known for reshaping teams and demanding excellence. Some called him a financial alpha, others called him relentless. Megan called him a genius with too much influence. At first, he offered mentorship, extra meetings, and opportunities she had earned through hard work. But as months passed, his requests became more personal than professional. Unclear boundaries. Late messages framed as urgent, comments that drifted beyond work topics. It was subtle but persistent. And when Megan didn't respond the way he wanted, he shifted again, this time toward pressure. Project assignments changed. Recognition for her work began slipping away. Small doubts were planted in meetings, disguised as feedback. Still, she kept her focus. Still, she refused to let anyone define her career but herself. But pressure, even quiet pressure, builds. And eventually, we learned the problem wasn't just his behavior toward her. It was something far bigger. My brother Tom works in financial risk. When I told him everything Megan had been dealing with, he listened carefully, not just as family, but as someone who understands how unusual it is when power concentrates in the hands of one person. "Give me some time," he said. A week later, he came back looking shaken. "Alex, there are inconsistencies in Montgomery's trading activity. What he found wasn't just concerning, it was significant. Unexplained transfers, unusual investment structures, patterns that didn't match official reports. It was clear he was engaged in serious misconduct related to Megan, but deeply connected to the authority he used so confidently. This isn't just a workplace issue," Tom said quietly. "This is corporate-level deception. We needed someone with influence. So we went to my father, a long-respected investor. He didn't hesitate. 'We will handle this the right way,' he said. Through the system, not outside it. Our plan was simple. Megan gathered honest documentation of her experiences. Tom organized evidence of financial irregularities. My father discreetly alerted key compliance leaders he trusted. Then we submitted everything through formal channels, clean, clear, by the book, and the system responded. Internal reviews opened. External regulators became involved. Montgomery's financial activity was flagged for investigation. He wasn't untouchable anymore. For the first time, he realized people were watching. One evening, Montgomery contacted us and asked to meet. He said he wanted clarity, a chance to understand why concerns had been raised. We agreed, but not alone. Tom and my father were with us, ready to keep the conversation controlled and professional. Montgomery looked at each of us with a mixture of confusion and frustration. "You don't understand," he said. "People depend on me." "My work matters," Tom calmly replied, "and that's exactly why accountability matters." We explained everything: the documentation, the flagged financial activity, the official review now underway. For the first time, he didn't look invincible. He looked human, someone who had believed his influence would always shield him. Suddenly realizing it wouldn't, he asked one question. "How did you manage all of this?" Megan answered, "With integrity. Something no system can silence." Within weeks, the investigations concluded. Montgomery was found responsible for significant financial misconduct and removed from his position. A compliance overhaul was implemented. A fund was created to support employees affected by unethical leadership pressures, not just by him, but across the division. The day he left the building, carrying a box of personal items, he saw us across the street. He didn't look powerful anymore. He looked like someone who finally understood the cost of forgetting that leadership is a responsibility, not a weapon. Megan squeezed my hand and whispered, "People don't lose power because others take it. They lose it when they stop respecting it," and she was right. Because in the end, power belongs to those who choose integrity over fear, and to the people willing to stand together when something isn't right. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more.